In this video, we're going to talk about triggered emails in conjunction with Prima in this case. Now, you will have a Prima interface which will show you the different triggered scenarios here. And on the Prima interface, this is where you actually action or set into motion these triggers. So you have all of the different scenarios down here, and you can set them to go at any time, date, and on a schedule basis. So the system will go and check the statuses depending on the scenario that you've chosen. So each of these scenarios here will be reflected in your incontrol marketing account. You will have a triggered email option here on the left hand menu, and these scenarios here should correspond to the scenarios on the Prima front end. If you click in the radio button, this is where you will actually set the triggers in motion, so to speak, and if there's a voucher connected with it, you'll select your voucher there. If you click on the text here, this will give you a preview of the initial email that comes from the incontrol account. So to set these in motion, as I say, you schedule them here. The content that goes out is managed in your incontrol interface. So these are the different scenarios that you have access to. If you click on let's do abandoned basket, okay, so you have the option here to either select this scenario. If you use the select button, that just gives you access to the initial email, which is here. Now this is where your logo would appear in the preview. So this is the preview from the incontrol. This is very similar to what you just saw in the Prima, but this is the this shows you this is the title and this is the text. Okay. Now, if I go back here, this your logo would appear here. You can edit this. This is the initial email, just a single email. You can edit the title and also the main text if you want to, just on that initial email. So if I just add testing 1, 2, 3 to there, and I'll remove a lot of this just to show a difference, and I save it, when I go back there, you'll see that testing 1, 2, 3 has appeared, and this text that was quite a lot of text there has disappeared, just to show you that you can edit these fields, that field there and that field there, on just a single email. Okay, that's just a single email. If I step back to triggered and go back on this abandoned basket again, see I've got the option to duplicate it. Now if I choose the duplicate option, what that does is that it takes this and duplicates it, but it also then gives you the option. Here's the initial email here, which again you can edit that field there and that field there. What this gives you the option to do is add a subsequent email to your chain of emails. Now you have to be a little bit careful with these subsequent emails, because in the case of an abandoned basket, you won't at the moment get any update on that basket. So for abandoned basket type scenarios and lapsed, possibly not a good idea to add any new content unless it's very generic content. So let's go back to manage content, and you will see there's a number of different scenarios. So abandoned basket scenario, you've also got an abandoned basket with a voucher. Lapsed customers. Now abandoned baskets and lapsed customers, these are scenarios that could change between emails. So for these kind of scenarios, abandoned basket or lapsed customer, it's probably a good idea at the moment just to send out the initial email. Any subsequent emails you want to send out for situations like this, it's probably not a good idea. However, there are scenarios here, for example, first order placed. So let's look at first order placed. Now for first order placed, you could quite happily send out some subsequent emails just based on general things like, did you know we did this, etc. like. So you could use the duplicate option here, which sends out the initial email, thank you for your first order, but then you could add subsequent emails on a time basis. And how you do this is, as long as you're not dependent on that scenario changing, as with the abandoned basket, it's a good idea to add a subsequent one, and you can create new. You give it a subject and a name. This is how long the system waits from the initial triggered email to send the next one, and you can choose as many days there as you like. In order to make the content, so you've given it a name, you've told the system how long to wait after the initial mail, and then to put that subsequent mail together, you just use the drag and drop editor, the same as you would do if you're using drag and drop to send out a custom template, customized template. So we'll just add a text block to this, and again, whatever you want to do, it's the drag and drop editor, and we'll just add an image to that. Okay, so once you're happy with the content of the subsequent mail you're going to send, we'll save and go back, and here we have, so you got your initial mail, and then this is the subsequent email that you're sending. You can see there, you can see it's 4 days from the last. So that's a very short look around triggered emails, different scenarios. You have the option to select just the single email, or if you want to send out subsequent emails, you use the duplicate option, and then you can add your subsequent emails. And then finally, now this is a test account, so I can't show you this. Go to the reports, and this will show you the emails that have been sent out based on the triggers set in Prima.